Hello friends and welcome back to my channel, Blue Nose Trading. My name is Tori Solis and today I'm going to be working with a special new clay, Klamath Yellow from Seattle Pottery Supply. I had to have the 50-pound sample shipped in from Seattle, so this is not likely to be any kind of staple in my work. It's just a one-off fun series to work with and share another body of clay with y'all. This clay is a bright yellow when wet, but it fires to a gorgeous mid-range red. This clay is yellow because it's made with yellow iron oxide or iron hydroxide. Most red clay bodies are made with red iron oxide, but this one's made with yellow, and that's just neat. They both fire out about the same at the end and make red clay. I'm excited to work with this clay body, it's very beautiful. Yellow iron clay will stain everything in your life just about as bad as its red counterpart. It has a very intense color. Think mustard stain energy on your clothes, tools, and studio equipment. Also, the yellow is harder to spot in your studio than the standard red, so this clay can cross-contaminate in a studio fairly easily. If you don't like your clays touching, this clay could take a lot of extra work to keep separated, so that's something to keep in mind. This clay was stiff and a bit on the shorter side as far as clay bodies go. It wasn't very plastic, but I also didn't have any problems throwing with it. I actually found it enjoyable to throw and easy to control. It was easy to center, lift, and shape. I didn't throw anything incredibly tall or groundbreaking, but there wasn't any resistance, so it should be basically standard for everybody who wants to throw with this clay body. Let me know if you feel differently. The results may vary. The texture was semi-groggy. This for sure isn't the toughest stuff I've thrown with by any means, but it isn't by any means the softest. It's not porcelain, but it's not super gritty. I didn't need to use much water to throw with this clay, and it wasn't super slippy, messy to work with. It's still messy because of its color, but it didn't turn the throwing water into a thick slurry like other bodies sometimes do. The shrinkage rate for this clay body is about 12%, which is fairly average and standard. I didn't test the absorption of this clay because I didn't make any tableware. The clay website recommends this body for dinnerware, so I'm going to guess it has acceptable absorption, but if you're worried, I made a video on how to test your absorption. I will tag that for everyone here. This clay body seems to dry out a lot faster than others I've worked with. This ended up causing some problems in the long run and was clear during trimming as well. It's hard to explain, but when you're trimming this clay, it has a lot of drag. The bits of trimming come up different. It's less like a ribbon and crumblier. Also, all the texture in the clay body makes the texture of trimmed areas look totally different than untrimmed areas. Using a sponge and a rib, you can smooth that texture back over if that's something you want to do. Putting the drain holes into these, I had to be extra careful. It was important to support from both sides because this clay is pretty rigid and would crack easily from excess pressure. It definitely has a specific way to work with it. I wouldn't say that's a good or a bad thing, it's just information to consider if you're going to be working with this clay body. Every cut and point of pressure is going to take a different kind of approach and care than your standard white stoneware may be. After the bisque fire, the yellow iron is broken down and the clay is now a vibrant orange. I will be glazing this series of pots with my standard set of studio glazes, mostly focusing on using turquoise and teal colors because I really like the way that those colors look with a red clay body. I will be firing this load to cone 6. I did not have any issues with bloat at cone 6 personally, everything worked out fine for me. The only thing that wasn't fine, and was totally my fault, was that I accidentally dropped the box that was holding all of this work on the ground before I had a chance to film the final shot. So we're going to look over a bunch of sad, broken, and dinged up pots that I dropped on my porch. Oops. First up, we have one of the few bonsai pots that survived. I actually tried to make mini, wider base bonsai pots, but I didn't get the timing right on the drying. I ended up losing 90% of pots larger than 10 inches in the bisque firing, so that's lame, but so it goes when you learn a new clay body. Otherwise, the color of this clay body is amazing. It's a rich, dynamic orange. It's bright and it's vibrant, unlike some other red clay bodies that tend to be darker and browner. Neither one is better than the other, but I personally really like the bright orange that comes from this body. My glaze has performed well overall on this clay, but I would absolutely encourage you to always run your own glaze test prior to committing to anything that you care a lot about. As of posting this video to Patreon, all the pots on the far left that didn't get broken or chipped are available on my website, bluenosetrading.com. The pots that got dinged up but not ruined have been added to the mystery box stack, which is a pretty cool deal. For $55, you get a box of goodies that includes at least one wayward planter and one wayward beverage container. Could be a cup, mug, or travel tumbler. These mystery boxes have mostly minor or visual seconds in them. Everything is fully functional, but maybe has a little ding, dent, or glaze flaw. I also like to throw other random stuff in there for fun, so yep, that's a thing. You can find mystery boxes on my website as well at bluenosetrading.com. The shipping to the United States is free for mystery boxes, so it is $55 for a mystery box containing a planter, a drink container, and some other fun stuff at bluenosetrading.com. If you're watching this on my YouTube release, you are in the future, and I have no idea what might be going on in my shop at whatever today is. But I recommend that you check it out. If you'd like to help support this channel and get first access to my videos in real life time, consider becoming a patron of my work at patreon.com/bluenosetrading. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Blue Nose Trading, for a weekly art video and daily art shorts. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. Remember that you have great ideas that are worth exploring, drink lots of water, and I will see y'all next week.